Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to WhatsMap, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Well, today we got two maps as usual. The second one as voted in by the BonBon buddies over on Patreon, and sometimes coincidences happen in life, and today is one of those days. You see, both these two creators today have been reviewed on the show before. Today's second creator has been reviewed twice. Today's first creator has been reviewed once. And that once was in the very same week as the other creator back in May of 2020. And they've come around together in the same show this week. It's mind-boggling how coincidences happen. I also think it's a bit of a coincidence that every single day I have a daily reminder. I mean, really? I mean, how is it even a daily reminder if I don't have a daily show anymore? Thanks for your support. Okay, today's first map is Harbour Bridge by Leafy Green So good, they named them twice. Based on a real life location, this is, if you spin the map round a little bit, 90 degrees to the side, or there's your start square by the way. This is a rendition of Auckland, New Zealand. There's your terrain heights, plenty of buildable space on this particular map, and the resources, there's enough resources to keep you interested, I feel, splashed across the map as well. If you've got Sunset Harbour and want to do some fishing, why would you not want to do some fishing? It's a lovely part of the world for sticking your rod in the water. Okay, off to the workshop. What do we need? Well, the content creator pack for the bridges and piers is the answer, and that's it. We'll be using the Springwood map theme and the realistic 1.2 lot today. But yeah, the bridges and piers, it's going to upset a few people, but I say listen, there's no harm. If you have it, there's no harm in using it, just so long as you know that you're going to be restricting your audience to those other people that have it. And I mean, I'm sure quite a few people have it, but obviously not as many people as don't have it. That's just one of those things. You pay your money, you take your choice. The Bridges and Piers CCP, the Content Creator Pack, is actually very nice. I'm going to say it. It's very nice. But again, by uploading a map to the workshop that requires it, oh, by the way, we have a few trees under the road here. This, of course, is a anarchy setting. I have to say this every time because it's always somebody's first show. So, yeah, it's an anarchy setting. If you don't have anarchy, or if you know how to use anarchy to hide the trees, then that's all good. But those trees do live there. They're just under the road. If you put down the road on top of a tree, the tree doesn't go. Try it, actually. Try it. Put a road on top of a tree, and then delete the road, and the tree will reappear. That's just how it works. So anyway, yeah, these trees are hiding under the road, and that's how it is. Anyway, real life location, or real life location inspired, I feel, because the road network isn't quite, I mean, I say quite, there's a little bit of, well, hang on, this has got to be Blue Mantle. I smell Blue Mantle. Yeah, a little bit of Blue Mantle there. Of course, I've got a tutorial for preventing that from happening. Just head over to my tutorials playlist and you'll find it. How to avoid Blue Mantle. It's fine. Anyway, we've got heading into Start Square territory now, which is the middle of it's the right location. It's the middle of the city. We've got all of the waterfront, the famous Auckland waterfront, and it's just very nice, you know. Now this area here, there are two intersections here, but they tie into each other with a sort of like a swish wash. I can't remember what the intersection type is called. Instead, we've got a couple of trumpets. That's what we've got. The one on the right is taking you into Start Square. The one on the left here goes directly into a tunnel, which is a little bit of creative work by Leafy Green. As best I can tell from Google, there isn't actually a tunnel here, but this bridge is here, and this is the bridge, the run up to the bridge anyway, which is used in the Content Creator Pack for these lovely little arches. Got a little bit of tree detailing alongside each of the arches as well. and some will say that that's actually going to affect the foundations. And I would say this is a City Skylines game. Relax, will you? Let them get away with it. And you'll say, but you've pulled other people up on that. And I go, yeah, you're right. Absolutely, I should mention it. Anyway, does it? Who cares? Look, who genuinely cares? Okay, we've got a few trees over there going for a little their annual swim. This is the migration of the trees there. And then this heads off to the edge of the map over there somewhere. Anyway, that'll work, won't it? I think we've got some rail. Let me skip to the rail. Yeah, we've got some rail. The rail here is also using the content creator pack for this elevated section. So if you don't have the content creator pack, there are going to be, I mean, the highway networks mostly are going to be fine. But the rail here is going to be missing, so you're going to be missing a little bit of through rail traffic. So if you're relying on that for rail, where does it come out? It comes out over here. If you're relying on rail, you might find it a little bit too broken. Let's say in terms of the highway, you're going to have traffic get to your start square. What we got going on here? A little bit of a glitchy tunnel exit there. Just a little bit weird in the way that comes out there. But yeah, it won't be broken if you don't have the content creator pack in terms of the highways. You'll be able to get on and have a good build. And you'll be able to connect the missing bits by just buying that tile and connecting them up personally with your vanilla. So all your information's there. If you oh, the rail splits. I don't know if that's I'm not going to go and check. I didn't see that coming. I'm sure it's based on real life. I say I'm sure. I literally have no idea. Anyway, let's have a little pull back of the camera, because there is definitely one thing which is not an exact matchup on this map, and I will point that out in a moment. Now over here, this I think is where Chelsea, Auckland, Chelsea, not London, Chelsea. I think that is in this area here. A little bit overdone in the river, but you know what? It's still nicely done. Here, there's supposed to be an island here called Motutapu Island. It's quite a big island. It's at least the size of that volcanic island, the Rangitoto Island. Sorry again if you're if you're from New Zealand, I'm just butchering, but I'm doing my best, okay? But there's a big island that's missing there. Not sure why we've got this water pouring off the edge of the map here. This was an interesting choice. I wouldn't even have worried about that one. But we've got a lake up there if you want it for putting your sewerage into. We've got a little river here, a very short river that we've got some trees in it. And again, it just feels a little bit lost there, that bit. And then we've got this rail. Now, we've got a tree clipping through. That's why I come to this here. But I'm just marvelling at the little, the way that the single lane rail looks really very nice with the CCP as well. That's very, very tidy. I'm liking that. So credit for credits to Colossal Order and for Paradox for commissioning such a lovely pack. Was it Bad Peanut? I can't remember who did the content creator pack now. I'm sorry if it's not, if it's Bad Peanut, yay. If it's anybody but Bad Peanut, I'm sorry for getting the creator wrong. There's so many content creator packs now, I'm losing track of who's done what and how many there are. Anyway, what do you think of today's first map? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewers' Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Hit the I button now in the top corner of the screen, or the link in the description that takes you to the voting page where you can vote for free. But make sure you're voting on the right map. Okay, what do I think of Harbour Bridge by Leafy Green? Well, it certainly mostly looks like the Auckland area. It's not called Auckland, so I guess it doesn't really matter. You can take a terrain height map from anywhere and call it whatever you want. And because, like I say, we've got a whole island missing, I guess it's strictly not Auckland. But it's iconic enough. And I think it's okay. I'm going to go slightly above middle 3. Detailing. I think we're missing a little bit here and there. It's just a little bit itchy here and there. And we've got a splash of blue mantle. But again, it's not bad. So we're going to go middle-ish 3. I'm going to go slightly below middle 3. For gameplay, if you want to recreate Auckland, it's not far off. But you're going to have to rebuild a few bits. And of course, a content creator pack. I'm not going to dock it for the content creator pack, but I think it's an odd choice to have included the content creator pack, bridges and piers. I'm going to go middly high 3. It feels okay to me. Harbour Bridge by Leafy Green. It's alright. It's okay. It's alright, you know. Shall we take an intermission and come right back after this? So anyway, we're going to our second map. Now I forgot to mention, with Leafy Green's very first map, it wasn't my first map, they got 9 stars way back when. And so I would say they're just slightly on an upward curve. What have we got coming up here? Now, a creator who we've reviewed twice, they've got 9 stars on each occasion. And, well, it's a pretty decent vanilla-ish, sort of. And it's pretty neat. It's pretty neat. It's definitely going to appeal to some players. This one is Sopuxtan by Alva. Okay, we reviewed them in episode 448 and in 937. Both of those were 9 stars as mentioned already. There's your start square. 1-2 trees under the road, but again it's a little bit interesting. A little bit of water here and there as well. All nice. Terrain heights. It's just a nice coastal map. That's what it is. It's a nice coastal map. And then if you've got one of the resources, and resources are strong, if a little bit localized, there's the word. Fishing, if you've got Sunset Harbour and want to do some fishing, a fishing map is like that. Okay. So off to the workshop. What do we need? What do we need? Right, well, we've got a list of 4 trees there. We're using the Not So Rocky Hills map theme. We're using the realistic 1.2 LUT. Boom, boom. No, we're not. No, we're not. We're using the Arndorf LUT. Ah, yes. And actually, while the mass transit is not listed on the right, it's listed in the description. So I got in a bit of a muddle there. Too many bullet points and all in the wrong order. That'll be down to me. So yes, it's a mass transit map. You will need mass transit for this one, but it's not listed on the right. It's listed in the description. Yeah, so and the Not So Rocky Hills, we've got a shout out not just for the Arndorf LUT, also I think there was the Monaco LUT as well. We're going with the Arndorf because where more than one LUT is suggested, go with the top listed one. It makes sense, I feel, and very rarely do I make any sense, I know. So the terrain on this map is quite nice actually. It's believably buildable. It's one of those maps where you look and you go, oh, I could put a small town in here, or I could use that for develop some industry over there. It's got the feel of a decent vanilla map. And no, it's not vanilla. I know we have 4 different tree subscriptions, but it's vanilla-ish, isn't it? Sort of. Anyway, we've got our first main intersection here. If we were to take a left, and we're not going to, we were to take a left, we see we've got the national roads, which is why mass transit comes in. Without these, you won't have these roads. And you'll notice very pleasingly, we don't actually have any trees on any of the roads so far. It's okay. Yeah, we're all allowed to let slip here and there. And but you can see very deliberately avoided having any trees under the road. So again, there has to be a lot of credits, a lot of reward for that one. Motorbike. Thank you very much, motorbike. It's just one of those days for motorbikes, I feel. I'm just managing to pick. Every time I set the mic rolling, a motorbike rolls through my living room. Marvellous, I tell you. All the diesel. Right, anyway, where were we? We're following the highways. We're following the highways through what is quite pleasing terrain. This is the thing. It's pleasing terrain. It's a very pleasing shape for a coastal map. And the hills are workable. And all of those things are good. Here's that tree. The first of the trees. We've had to wait until we get right into the start square. And then we get a smattering of trees. It's like, oops, is the answer. Or the statement. I would say that's quite an interesting buildable area. Probably would have it pointing more in towards the open space rather than towards the hill. But it's not a big problem. and there's a lot of room to actually get in and have some fun with. Right, okay, let's talk about this suspension bridge. I like this. It's got a few trees that are tweaking through. We've got a little bit of glitchy rocks in the middle, but I like the fact that we've got those rocks in the middle, a few trees under the rail there as well. But I'm liking the shape of that bridge. I think it works very neatly the way that it's been done, and I'm prepared to say that's a good one. I'm prepared. So there are always people that will say, yeah, but what are those suspensions attached to? It's not believable. It's not. Yeah, look, this is City Skylines. Okay, you have to suspend a little bit of the belief here and there. And for me, I can with suspension bridges because the options are limited in terms of vanilla, and sometimes you just got to say, yeah, I can. But in terms of pillar placements, look here, we've deliberately moved the pillar placement. That pillar would have been right underneath the highway, and we've gone, no, I'm going to shift that. See, there's effort has been made. I have to applaud effort. Where it's being done, where it's being used, I applaud it. Interesting. It's an interesting shape map. We have rail. We have a little bit of rail. Again, we're just going over the bridge here where we've got the moved pillar. This is very slick and not uppy downy. Yes, we've got the trees clipping through. Again, this is just anarchy settings. If you don't have anarchy, or you switch the anarchy to off, you'll basically not have any trees under there. They exist there. They exist in the tree count, but they won't appear. There's always that, isn't there? Always that. Let's head left. I was going to take you the route straight to the hills because you're looking going, there are hills here. I want to see this rail route go through the hills and see whether it goes up and down. And I'm taking you through the forest, literally. Underneath the bridge, very tidily done there. And I've got to go this way because of the BonBonBingo players. You might see there's a little smokestack directly ahead. We're going to go up towards that because I have to sing. I've got to clear my throat. Because we are heading towards... Right here he comes. Everybody's favorite factory. Yeah, that's the only reason why we came this way. Because sirens. BonBonBingo players, we've got sirens today as well. I've got to move somewhere quieter. Got to move somewhere much quieter. Oh, cemetery somewhere. And 6 feet of snow on snow. God, 6 feet of snow on top of me. Where are they going to bury me, for pity's sake? Anyway, we're heading into the land, away from the coast, because I know if a few of you would wanted to see the routes taken as we go up through the valleys. Is that good? I think that's good. We've got another valley over the other side of the map. Well, we've got one that just like zip-zabs through there. But there's another one over here with the rail going up through it. And you're saying, is it going to be okay? Do you know what? Yeah, they've done some like I say, it's a bit hard to see it in places because we are going through forests and I've left the anarchy switched on. But yeah, we've got a pretty slick, good standards of road and rail. I would say that's a bit of a winner. And a few little patches of fertile there. You can see where the fertile land is. You can just about see where the other resources are too. Now, it's a castle, but this is a very brave take on a castle because it's just some outer walls and some ditches, some old burnt out buildings. That is just a little nod to where there were some defences, and I think that works. It's brave doing a castle where there's no castle. And also we have a BonBon Island. I call this a BonBon Island because this is just about far enough away from the shoreline for me to be able to settle over here. We've got an essential lighthouse. Isn't she lovely? And the pier, which has been very nicely done as well. I'm liking the shape and the size of the island. I would like some sort of shelter, like a hill or something. But I guess we've got the forests in there as well. And some fresh water. I could live there. I could. I'm not gonna. Be nice and quiet though, wouldn't it? Away from all the sirens. Wonder what the Wi-Fi is like there. Anyway, rivers are of a decent standard as well. You notice we don't have clusters of trees in the middle of the river. Here's that lovely bridge. And if we follow the river upstream, you'll notice when we do get, here we go, a divergence, diverging, but we're going upstream, so the water is making sense here as well. And we're going to follow this river right the way up into the hills to show you the spawn points as well. And the spawn points are pretty nice. Got nice little island there. Is that a tree in the river? Uh-oh. We skipped over a tree in the river. Little bit lumpy bumpy here, just a wee bit. It's not too bad. It settles itself out pretty quickly. And then we have a little stream heading up into the cavities there. Do you know what? That works pretty neatly. And it's pretty good with all of the rivers on the map are pretty good. The I'm liking the theme and LUT combo. The tree painting is okay. We're not talking next level. We're not talking mind blowing, but I don't hate this at all. There are one or two areas that I'd want to clean up a little bit, but honestly, as tree detailing goes on a map like this, this is more than fine. A little bit of underwater detailing with the sand as well, which if I can get the sunshine off of there you go. It's not mind-blowing, but again, it's a little bit, it just has a little bit of interest and a little bit of difference. And again, I thank Alva for that. They've done a pretty decent job there. And the beaches along here are pretty neat as well. They're of a fairly decent standard. Down here, I'm a little bit off-put by them. You see, we have a little inlet here, and the beaches just seem a little bit lumpy, given that we have this inlet outlet, which is a little bit awkward, just a little bit awkward. I wonder if we've got actually any shipping going up into there. Well, we've got no shipping going into there, so no need to worry about that being a harbour. We've got some slightly wonky shipping routes here. I mean, with the right angle turns and the jaunts going on, could have a slightly slicker set of shipping routes, but they're not too bad. And for those of you worried about water, we've got a reasonable water flow with the rivers, so I have no grumbles there. If we head around here, this beach is a bit clunky as well. See how we've got the cliff edges going around the edge here. Don't mind a little bit of cliff edges along the coasts, but normally you don't have a bit of cliff edge and then sand on top of it. It can happen, but to me, there's a little bit of work that can be done there. And then we've got the vanilla pier, which is done to a fairly high standard, but we do have a little tree growing right through it, right there. So move that tree and everybody's happy. Everyone, apart from any boats trying to go up and down that river, because it might be getting a bit tight manoeuvring around the pier. Anyway, looks good to me. But does it look good to you? Is this a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month, the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Hit the I button now in the top of your screen, or the link in the description that takes you to the voting page where you can vote for free. But make sure that you are voting on the correct map. Okay, what do I think of today's second map? Well, aesthetically, I think it's a pretty decent shape. It's a pretty nice theme and LUT combo. Don't think we've had the Arndorf LUT before, and it works very nicely. And it's pretty nice. I'm going to say I'm going to remember it. I don't think it's mind-blowing, and I think there's definitely some work to do here or there to really elevate it. But it's 4 stars. It's very low 4 stars though. Detailing. There's not too much wrong with it at all. Is there anything to really elevate it into 4-star levels? I would say no, but it's a very strong 3 stars, so we're going to go towards the top end of 3. And in terms of gameplay, it's not a map that's going to let you down, and not exactly the start square that I would have, but it's pretty playable. So I'm going to go again towards the top end of 3 stars. A pleasing Sopuxtan map by Alva. It's pleasing, it's nice, and it's good to see. Thank you very much for sharing. And that's it. We've made it to the end of another show. We nearly have. A few of you are waiting. What are you waiting for? Were you waiting for the Patreon list of BonBon buddies? No, you weren't waiting for that. You are waiting for the thing that we wait for the last 20 seconds. It's the word of the day, Yeah, you know the same old story. Use the word of the day in the comments to score yourself some population points just for fun. And I'll be back on Friday with another map in the What's Map series. And do check out last night's live stream because, promise you, we probably had fun. Probably.